was the main, or what was today's question?
What is the unit of measurement in solid lumber?
Okay, so what is the unit of measurement for solid lumber? Basically, what is solid lumber sold in? Feet. Board feet, right? Okay, so board feet, what that is basically, it's similar to volume, and that's what solid lumber is sold in, because we're dealing with all three dimensions. What we're gonna do today, if we look on, we have our table saw quiz, which will take in a second. We'll discuss videos. We'll do that now, and then we'll be out in the lab working. So up here, again, what we're going to be doing, those two videos that I forgot to mention, you guys that you should watch. Basically, it goes through and shows you how to do the plating and then joining the edges and everything. So you have, if this is your board right here, the first dimension that we deal with is what? Thickness, right? So we joint it. So what we're looking for when we joint it is to make one surface flat or clean, okay? And then we would end up taking this to the planer. So again, the planer deals with thickness, so getting the two faces parallel with one another. When you end up planing it, again, turn it end for end because you still have that moisture in the center. You want to take off the top evenly, or material off both spaces evenly, so that you don't end up having uneven moisture content evaporating. So once you have the thickness, then we said what was the next width or dimension that we deal with? Is width. Okay? Now you guys are going to have some messed up edges or rough sawn edges. So what you're going to do is, what machine are you going to use to clean those off? The jointer, right? Because just how we did the jointer for the face, we can also edge joint. So when you joint, edge joint solid lumber, again, you want to check your grain direction and then joint your best edge. So if this is an example, it kind of did it. But if there's, some people have like, might be some bark still left on there, or there's a big gouge on the edge, you want to edge joint your best edge, because you want to keep this edge, and what you're going to end up doing is eventually you're going to be squaring it to the ends. Okay, so when you edge joint, what you're doing is you're making this these two faces 90 degrees. So the edge is going to be 90 degrees to the face.
Edge joint both sides.
No, you don't edge joint. You only edge joint one edge. Okay? So you edge joint, remember that the only thing the jointer does is it makes the surfaces flat. So we only edge jointed one face. Now it's in order to make it flat. We're only going to edge joint one edge, and that's going to make that flat and 90 degrees to the face. What we do in order to make sure that it's parallel is we take it over to the table saw. Okay? So what you're going to end up doing is you're going to edge joint the best edge. So if there's a knot here or some kind of bark or anything like that, you're going to leave that side facing up. Why would I want to edge joint the best edge?
Because then it'll be more likely to be flat and more different when you cut it. It's fence, it'll cut the other side flat too.
Yeah, it'll cut this other side fence, or cut this other side off. So if I edge joint this, okay, and I say I got this clean right here, when it comes time to cutting it to final width, ideally what would happen is I would end up cutting off all that scrap piece. So again, what you want to do is deal with your thickness, then your width, and then last you want to deal with your length. Okay. The other thing I just wanted to point out for you guys today is we'll start going through working in the lab, but make sure that you guys are watching those videos, because again, I'm not doing the demonstrations to try and get you guys more time out in the lab actually working. And I'll show you what once we have. If you guys look at Edmodo, I don't know, is anyone watching those videos from like when they're gone at all? lecture. Alright, I mean, I'm not requiring you guys to, okay? But I'm just letting you guys know that this last one, Monday's one right here for, lecture, it cut out halfway through, so all you really miss is the end part talking about the warps and everything. This is what, those videos 4 and 5 we're watching. Joining the best edge and ripping to width, which we basically just talked about today. And then what you guys can start doing is if you finish ahead of time, you can watch this 06, and that's selecting what surface is going to be facing out, okay? And that'll kind of give you the information on what you're going on. If you finish that too, so you can watch 6 and 7. It'll kind of show you how to cut your best ends. Things like that. Alright, we'll take the table saw quiz, then we'll head out, we'll grade it, and then we'll be out in the lab. So, are there any questions